all three of them score, all three forwards scoring in the first 20 minutes was fantastic, and then Sean Pearson getting up again for another header on the stroke of half time.
Yeah, absolutely great synopsis of the first half. It was sort of blown away. I was saying this in the commentary. Actually, it's one of those games where there was so much going on, you find yourself, you can't put the words in to describe it. So it was a fantastic first half. As I said, the second half, I think we knew we knew the score. Basically, we were 4-0 up. They did get a consolation goal. We shan't worry too much about that. But yeah, star performance. Obviously, we played the three strikers. We had Raquel Pike up front alongside Chris Holroyd and Stuart Bevan. All three of them got onto the score sheet. So obviously, from Sam Rickett's point of view, playing as attacking players really paid dividends.
It did, and it was so great to see, and to see Holroyd come back in as well. I think that was his first start of the season after starting with injury at the start of this season, and it was great to see him and to open the scoring as well. It was a good goal, cutting in from the left hand side and hitting the goalkeeper at his near post. It was a great finish.
Yeah, exactly right. Like I said, they had the consolation goal in the second half, and it's one of those where I think if they'd scored a second, we'd begin to feel a bit more nervous. But I think part of that was we played in such a high intensity, high pressing. We were saying in hushed tones, almost Liverpool-esque, if you will, if you follow Jurgen Klopp's style of football. Kind of like that. Obviously, burnt ourselves out a little bit, but we got 4 goals or 3 goals because of it, and then one from the free kick. So yeah, it really paid off. Just to talk you through the goals. The first one, Chris Holroyd, about 5 minutes in or so. He'd already broken through quite a few times before it. Eventually managed to one-on-one with the goalkeeper. I thought he was going to round the goalkeeper. He didn't. He just prodded home in the 18-yard box, and I think the goalkeeper should have done better. I know you were a bit of an awkward, you were at the other end of the pitch, but from where I was sitting, I think he fired it so quickly, the shot, that Ashmore, the goalkeeper, just couldn't get down quick enough, but probably should have. The second goal was, I think it was Stuart Bevan's sort of, again, it was, in my head, it sort of distorted into being something probably more exciting than it probably was. It seemed like it was a sort of turn and shoot or like a volley, but either way, the ball's come in and he's just rifled it home into the back of the net. It was I think it was a Raquel Pike delivery. I think he kind of put it into the box. Both Holroyd and Bevan were there, and he sort of said, "It's up to you lads, you sort it out. I put the cross in," and as it happened, Stuart Bevan fired it into the back of the net. And then the third goal, which was undoubtedly the best of the lot, so look forward to the highlights next week. Basically the ball, once again, ball from the wing, cut inside, and he's just sort of back-heeled it in, essentially. You know, he scored 3 goals this season, and all of them have been back heels, so he's obviously doing something right.
That's never happened before.
No.
Ever in football. Simple.
No, well, I'm just going to assume that's all he's going to score now.
Yeah.
And the thing is, he's not doing it on purpose either. It's just that's the best position. He's always facing away from the goal, so
it's good to see from him, though,
yeah.
that he can adapt when that ball comes in, and 3 times 3 back heels it's just incredible. Yeah,
it's incredible. And then the almost mundane fourth goal was just a free kick in the 45th minute, the last minute of it, first half, basically looped in. And the trademark Sean Pearson goal, it's just weighted over, he's run around the back of defence and just edged it home.
Well, he spoke about it last week, didn't he? About that the players were getting on his back for not scoring enough goals, and now back-to-back weekends he's headed home for Wrexham.
Yeah, that's right, he scored pretty much the same goal against Braintree, the one goal in that game, and then he scored it again against Ebbsfleet. But and then in the second half things have slowed down a bit. I think the team's obviously, they've used up the momentum. As I said, the first 30 minutes or so was the key 30 minutes. After that, things slowed down a little bit. But talk us through sort of the actual players themselves. We've mentioned the front 3 now, but the midfield were obviously critical to the game as well.
They were. Summerfield got man of the match as well, and considering he went off 20 minutes before the end of the game, showing how well he did in that first half. He was spreading the balls around the pitch. In the first 10, 11 games, he's been fantastic for us in that midfield as well.
Yeah, no, that's exactly right. I know it was Luke Summerfield, as you said, he came on injured, but there was one thing that I remember. He just played this wonderful ball to Raquel Pike. It didn't come to anything in the end, but it was just, he's just got that awareness and that vision to actually play a ball round and just do such a good job of it, basically. Obviously, Paul Rutherford is, classic Paul Rutherford, absolutely gives 110% every game, just a wonderful player as per usual. And then, but going forward, Summerfield got man of the match. I personally gave it to Chris Holroyd simply because this is his first start, well, one of his first few starts this season. I know he's played a bit here and there, but obviously for the most part, Fondop's been undroppable, but he's was on the bench today, so Holroyd came in and he's done an incredible job, I think.
That's all he can do. When he comes in, he gets his chance. And what was it, 5 minutes in, he gets the first opening goal.
Yeah, that's it.
If you want to stake a claim to come into the first starting 11, then he's done just that today, I think.
Yeah, no, he didn't do a bad job at all. Funny enough, we were having a look. See, the last time we scored 4 goals in the first half. Now, we scored 4 against Torquay United last season, this year, but last season. But weird coincidence, the last time we scored 4 goals in the first half was against Ebbsfleet United.
That's mad.
And that game also ended 4-1.
Wow.
So
when was that?
I think 2013, I think it was. It was in a cup game, obviously. But yeah, so it's I know it's a weird coincidence. We were sort of having a look, but the thing is, I think we've been lucky in previous games. We've scored goals. The 3-0 against, I can't remember who it was, where we took every chance that we had.
Yeah.
But this time, we were a properly good team. It wasn't luck; it was a decent performance.
No, it was that first half was probably the best half I've ever seen from a Wrexham team.
Oh yeah,
me watching by far. It was fantastic, and Ebbsfleet were just nowhere really.
No, it
was disappointing the way that we did concede straight away in that second half. But I thought we grew into the second half and grabbed the game again. We had a lot of possession, I think, in the second half as well. So we learnt from that.
Yeah, that's right. And another thing. Sorry, I'm just trying to check if the stream's actually going. Oh well, we'll persevere regardless. I don't want to exaggerate by saying that, but yes, I genuinely think that was the best half of football I've ever seen us play. It was absolutely remarkable. We were just played them off the pitch basically. Didn't get a look in, and you'd be forgiven for slowing down a bit in the second half. But anyway, I think I'm going to draw it to a close there because I'm not entirely sure if it's actually streaming at all. But thanks for watching regardless if we are streaming, and join us for the next game.